All right, folks, buckle up, because today is a massive day for the Helldivers 2 community. The long-awaited Into the Unjust update is officially here. And trust me, this is not just another patch. It's the kind of content drop that flips the whole game on its head. Whether you've been grinding with your squad since launch, or you just hopped in after the Xbox release, this update is going to test your skills, your teamwork, and your ability to keep your cool when the ground literally caves in under your feet. That's right, underground warfare is coming, and the devs have dialed the chaos up to 11. If you're wondering when exactly you can drop in, don't worry. We've got all the regional release times, a countdown, and a breakdown of what you can expect once the servers go live. So here's the headline. Into the Unjust goes live today, September 2nd, at 9 AM UTC sharp. That's a global simultaneous launch across PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X S. No delays, no staggered rollout. Every player around the world gets access at the same exact time. For those of us in the US, that means West Coast players can dive in at 2 AM Pacific, while East Coast squads will be rolling out of bed at 5 AM Eastern. If you're in Toronto, same as New York, it's 5 AM. For our global audience, we've got you covered with the full list of times. 6 AM in Sao Paulo, 10 AM in London, 11 AM in Paris and Berlin, noon in Moscow, and so on, all the way through Tokyo, Sydney, and Auckland. No matter where you're watching from, the Gloom is coming for you. Now, let's talk about what exactly this update is bringing. Into the Unjust is all about Hive Worlds and the terrifying underground systems crawling with mutated Terminids. Up until now, Helldivers 2 has mostly had us fighting in open battlefields, whether snowy tundras, desert planets, or bug-infested jungles. But this update drags the fight below the surface into claustrophobic caves and gloom-choked tunnels where visibility is limited. Enemies can attack from every angle, and orbital support isn't always an option. You heard that right. Sometimes you're going to be on your own, deep underground, with only your squad and whatever gear you brought along. It's a whole new layer of tension that's going to separate the true veterans from the casual weekend warriors. Of course, the star of this update is the brand new enemy type, the Dragonroach. If you thought Bile Titans and Chargers were bad, wait until you meet this beast. The Dragonroach is a Terminid variant designed specifically for underground combat. It can burrow through solid rock, ambush squads from below, and unleash devastating area of effect attacks that make tight cave systems feel like death traps. And just to be clear, this isn't a one-off mini-boss encounter. Dragonroaches are part of the ecosystem now, and you're going to be seeing a lot of them as you push deeper into Hive Worlds. That means squads will need to rethink their strategies, loadouts, and even how they move as a unit if they want to survive. What makes this especially exciting is that Xbox players are joining the fight at the perfect time. Remember, Helldivers 2 only recently expanded to Xbox Series X and S, and a ton of new recruits are just now learning the ropes of managed democracy. Throwing them straight into Hive World tunnels filled with burrowing Dragonroaches, that's baptism by fire. But honestly, it's also brilliant timing. Instead of slowly catching up, Xbox squads get to experience one of the game's most challenging updates right alongside the rest of the community. It's a trial by combat that ensures everyone's playing on equal footing from day one of this new era. Now let's address one of the big questions players keep asking. What about the Dust Devils Warbond? Well, here's the deal. Arrowhead is sticking with their tried and true pattern. Major updates launch on Tuesdays, but premium Warbond drops always go live on Thursdays. That means Dust Devils isn't arriving today with Into the Unjust. Instead, it'll be available starting September 4th. And if you're not familiar, Warbonds are essentially the game's Battle Pass system, offering new gear, weapons, and cosmetics. So while you won't have access to the desert-themed arsenal right away, You'll have 2 days to get comfortable with the new content before the next layer of firepower arrives. Speaking of that arsenal, the Dust Devils Warbond is shaping up to be one of the most thematic sets yet. We're talking Dune-inspired weaponry designed for fighting in harsh desert environments and tight underground spaces. Expect incendiary assault rifles, cluster grenades, and napalm-based stratagems. Basically everything you'd want if you were clearing out bug-filled tunnels. These tools are tailor-made for countering the Dragonroach and its swarming allies. But again, the devs are smart to hold it back a couple of days. They want squads to face the raw challenge of Into the Unjust before handing out shiny new toys that might make things a little easier. It's a clever design choice that stretches the hype across the whole week. Now, let's break down why this update feels so significant for Helldivers 2 as a whole. The game has always been about controlled chaos, teamwork under pressure, split-second decision-making, and laughing at your own accidental friendly fire. But the addition of underground warfare fundamentally changes that formula. You can't rely as heavily on orbital bombardments or wide-open fields where you can kite enemies. You're forced into close-quarters combat, where communication, resource management, and precise execution matter more than ever. It's a bold step for the devs, because it makes the game harder, but it also makes every successful mission feel that much more rewarding. For those of you wondering about performance and stability, Arrowhead has confirmed that Into the Unjust has been thoroughly tested to handle the complexity of underground maps. One of the biggest challenges with adding subterranean levels is keeping everything smooth. Lighting, enemy AI, and physics all behave differently when you're in enclosed environments. From what we've seen so far, the optimization looks solid. But of course, the real test begins when millions of players log in simultaneously. If there are server hiccups, don't be surprised. It's a global launch after all. But Arrowhead has a track record of responding quickly when issues crop up, so confidence in a smooth rollout is pretty high. So how should you prepare before diving in? First off, squad composition is more important than ever. Make sure your team covers all the basics: healing, heavy firepower, and utility support. Bringing the right stratagems is critical because underground areas limit your ability to resupply or call in reinforcements. Think about close-range crowd control tools like flamethrowers, shotguns, and high-explosive grenades. And don't forget flashlights. Seriously, visibility in the gloom is no joke, and you don't want to be fumbling around in the dark when a Dragonroach decides to pop out of the wall. Plan ahead, coordinate with your squad, and you'll stand a much better chance of making it back to the surface alive. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Into the Unjust isn't just a content update. It's a signal of where Helldivers 2 is heading as a live service game. Arrowhead has consistently delivered meaningful updates that expand gameplay, not just cosmetic fluff. By introducing underground combat and new enemy types, they're proving they want this game to evolve in fresh, challenging directions. For a community-driven title like this, that's huge. It shows the devs are listening to player feedback, watching how squads play, and then designing content that pushes the community to adapt. It keeps the game alive, and more importantly, it keeps it unpredictable. And let's be honest, unpredictability is exactly what keeps us coming back. No one plays Helldivers 2 for the easy wins. We play because it's chaotic, brutal, and hilarious when things go wrong. Adding underground warfare only amplifies those moments. Imagine trying to extract after completing an objective, only